Don't forget to keep checking out the links down in the description to help the vulnerable communities that are listed below. Hello Friendzies, welcome back to my channel. As soon as I started filming, a neighbor of mine decided they wanted to do yard work, so if you hear that in the background, I'm so sorry. I'll try to talk over it and keep the to a minimum. I would like to first of all say, do we like my makeup? I went the full Nick Nelson today. I did the bi eyebrows, the bi brows. I covered all of my hormonal acne that I have right now with little bi hearts, and I tried to do my freckle pen a little more intense than I usually do. And yes, I did say we went the full Nick Nelson because this is a Heartstopper video because we have had Heartstopper for a week, and if anything happens to it, I will kill literally everybody and then myself. This was supposed to be a different video. This week's video was supposed to be different. What was supposed to be posted today that you're watching it is going to be next week's video. So we're like delayed a week because I need to talk about Heartstopper. And actually, the day I'm filming this, we've had Heartstopper for a week and a day. But by the time this video comes out, we've almost had Heartstopper for 2 weeks, and season 2 needs to come out immediately, even though season 2 is going to ruin my life. So we're going to talk about Heartstopper because it is literally my new hyperfixation, and I will not shut up about it, especially with June coming up, and me deciding that I am going to be visibly as gay as possible because there was some homophobia and transphobia at work last year, and while it was like super depressing, I've also decided that because I also don't like the manager that was very homophobic and transphobic before she started acting like that, I'm going to be as aggressively homosexual as possible at work, especially during the month of June, to really just seal the deal on the fact that the two of us can't fucking stand each other. So yeah, we're talking about Heartstopper. I have all 4 volumes of Heartstopper. Oh, they're like backwards, but no, this is right. I have all 4 volumes of Heartstopper. I have not gotten the other books by Alice Oseman. I don't have like Solitaire or Nick and Charlie or Loveless or anything. I'm going to like invest in them, but I'm also not letting myself buy books right now because I did just do like 3 Barnes & Noble trips and spend $50+ each time. And I paid for a membership because the cute girl at my local Barnes & Noble was really sweet and we were really excited and talking together. Actually, the last time I went, I had asked her like, cause like the adult, because, you know, they have to classify things in bookstore. The adult graphic novel section at my local Barnes & Noble, not the bigger one that's like a little bit further from me, is just one bookshelf section. So I went up to her and another lady that were working there and asked if there was like any other places that I'm just missing. They said, no, sorry, you know, there's like that section and the section, the kids area. I was like, that's totally fine, no worries. And as I was walking away with my like stack of books, she kind of like ran up behind me and was like, well, I can like offer some suggestions. Have you read Heartstopper? And I just started laughing and I was like, I have read all 4 books multiple times. And she was like, oh, okay, that was gonna be my suggestion. And where we were standing, like in the configuration of books and like bookshelves, was an end cap with like queer book suggestions, another end cap advertising Loveless, and then a little book, like a little table book display that had other like queer books that didn't necessarily fit on the end cap. So I was like, yeah, I've read I've read Heartstopper, don't worry. Also, can I just say, if my hair does not look good in this video because my makeup looks fantastic and so homosexual, if my hair does not look good in this video, that's extremely homophobic. I just want to point that out to the universe right now. Anyway, so to actually talk about Heartstopper, the show specifically, because the show is the new thing that we've had, and Alice Oseman has been putting out the Heartstopper books since, oh, May 2020. Hasn't Alice Oseman been putting out like cute graphic novels? Oh, was it the webcomic since like 2012, the Nick and Charlie like webcomic? I don't know. Alice Oseman has been out on the market with books like this for a while, and I am only recently into Heartstopper. I actually bought the books, I think, for my birthday when I went to Barnes & Noble and gave myself like $200 to spend. I got the Heartstopper books this year and have been reading them, and I've read them a million times. Also, I'm going to be the librarian's kid really quick and say that the books, the graphic novels, the books are better than the show, and they have a lot more to them than what the show has. And obviously season 2 is going to be absolutely devastating. Even though I am really excited for certain parts of it, I am also going to spiral horrifically. But the Netflix show is fucking incredible. Like, I'm saying that the graphic novels are better than the show. The show is fucking incredible. So if the books are here, the show is like right there underneath. The show is absolutely stunning. The playlist for the show, what is it called? Not the playlist. like the musical track, I don't fucking know what it's called for shows. Like impeccable. They casted characters that are exactly the graphic novel drawings that Alice Oseman does. Why do I always say Alex? Blech. Joe Locke and Kit Connor are literally Ben and Charlie. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know what to say to you. I don't know how to explain to you that they are literally perfect. And everybody who's watched it and then have seen the webcomics and the graphic novel, whether before or after, agree 100%. And nothing I say about Heartstopper is going to be original, especially because it's already a week after it's come out, and there have been reaction videos, there's already been so much happening. The press tour is going amazing and really picking up speed because of everybody's reactions to Heartstopper. It doesn't have like a 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. So nothing I say is really original about it, because it's exactly what queer youth need, and I think that's what everybody has been saying anyway. Like, the queer youth of today, the kids who are Nick and Charlie's age, this is exactly what they need, and as a 26-year-old bisexual woman, it's exactly what I wish I had back when I was that age. Everything I had at my age was kill your gays, bury your gays, they're gay but not really, they're gay and then cheat on each other, it's a tragic story, they get kicked out, like, just everything bad that could happen. And we've come so far as a community for representation in media and everything. Yes, there are criticisms to be made about it being like everything we're getting that's like very positive representation has been specifically like men loving men and not a lot of women loving women representation. But you do have to admit that like we have come so fucking far in representation in media, and Heartstopper is just such like, there's plenty of struggles in it, obviously, like Harry and Ben and like just the overall homophobia in the girls' school, like towards Darcy and Tara. There are things that are like realistic about life, but they're not so fucking depressing and horrible. Like, Nick is going through it, finding out he's bisexual and having a hard time, but it's not to the point where he's like afraid he's going to be kicked out of the house. Well, he tells his mom and he cries, but he doesn't get kicked out of the house. It's not like a horrible thing. Darcy and Tara don't get like abused and attacked. Like, it's just, it's very, very good. It's realistic and it's good, and it makes me so, so happy. So none of that is original at all. And the thing is, I went the full Nick Nelson with how bisexual I am today. Because I am bisexual, and seeing like a bi character that gets a happy ending, that's not overly sexualized and doesn't like... Not that you're not bi if you end up in a cis-presenting relationship, like a cis-hetero relationship, but it is really cool to see a bi character end up in, like, a queer-presenting relationship. You know what I mean? The only thing is, Nick and I only have being bi in common, and I get, like, the thing is, Nick Nelson's himbo golden retriever energy is the same, and the fact that we're bi is the same, but really we don't really have anything else in common. I haven't tweeted it yet. I have it saved in my drafts for another episode of eventual, like, things I haven't tweeted yet, but I did tweet new kid unlocked, and it's another boy, because Mr. Charlie Spring and I are the same. If I had to pick who not even pick, if I had to be, like, government assigned a Heartstopper kin, it's Charlie Spring. No, I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, I just still have to make the video about, like, why the characters on my kin list are there and why they are there. I still need to make that video, but Charlie Spring has been added to that list. I kind of felt that way when I read the novels, but I didn't really realize it until I watched the show. And the thing is with Nick, he very much has that... I mean, we've all seen the show at this point. He very much has that discovery of being bisexual, and it's really hard and really scary for him because it's so different from what he thought his life has been up until that point. Even though he's like very excited and like really cares for Charlie and is excited to be with Charlie, it's still scary because it's so different from everything he's used to. And I mean, look at his stupid rugby friends. They're all fucking homophobic and it's awful. Oh, did anybody else see my TikTok? I'll put it in here where I got Harry on a Heartstopper filter. Isn't that awful? I'm so sad homophobia wins. But yeah, Nick has that kind of like, I mean, most people have that really scary discovery of, like, figuring out that they're different from maybe a lot of people that are around them. And I feel like the idea of, like, the token gay character in a friend group is obviously very incorrect because gays flock to each other. But a lot of people do experience being the token gay and not realizing they're the token gay and then suddenly going, oh shit, like, I might not be safe around these people. So shout out to Nick for that. I love you. Nick Nelson, you are an icon. I think Nick deserves a bye bestie. Alice Oseman, if you see this, I don't know why you would see this, but if you see this, can you please tell me that Nick and Charlie live happily ever after and that Nick does have a bye bestie? Because I love your graphic novels. I would not change them for anything. I do need to read your other books and know about how they live happily ever after. But I need to know that Nick has a bye bestie because obviously the friend group is fire. We love the friend group. Everything about them is fantastic. Tao being the token straight. Love that. Tao is my friend Megan. She is the token straight in the group chat. But I need to know that Nick has specifically a bye bestie. And a bye bestie with a similar story to me. Because I've talked about this before. I've talked about this in a couple videos, but they're all older at this point. When I came out to my mom, it was not a big deal at all. I came out to my mom to avoid being grounded. I had been at, like, a friend's house, argued with my mom about having to come home. I was like 12, 13 at the oldest. So, like, I wasn't even staying till 10 at a friend's house because that's not, like, a thing. So I got home and my mom and I were arguing back and forth because I was being an absolute brat. And my idea was to throw my mom off the scent of grounding me for being an asshole. And just in the middle of this argument, I went, well, I'm bisexual. And she was like, okay, you're still fucking grounded. My mom said, this isn't homophobic, you're just being an ass. And then the next day, at one point, we were probably, like, sitting and having lunch together, and she was like, so you're bisexual, huh? And I was like, oh yeah, that's a thing. And she was like, okay, cool. Don't be a dick. Because the thing with me is you can ask my mom ever since I was little, any, like, princess, well, actually every princess movie, because that's pretty much all I watched. Every princess movie, just any movie where it was, like, a male and female lead, I was like, both of them. Roger and Hammerstein's Cinderella starring Brandy, oh my god, Paolo Montalban and Whitney Houston and produced by Whitney Houston. You can ask my mother. I straight up looked at her and said, I want to date the prince and the princess. And she said, okay. Also, on that thread, are you a Pirates of the Caribbean gay like Nick Nelson, or are you a The Mummy gay like me? Will Turner, Elizabeth Swann, chef's kiss. Evie and Rick O'Connell, chef's kiss. I'm a Mummy gay. Nick Nelson is a Pirates of the Caribbean gay. Words. Yeah, I don't know. I love Heartstopper. And, oh, also, Alice Oseman, I don't know if you're going to see this at all. You probably are not. If you don't watch this, somebody else please tell me if there's an answer. What game is Nick's mom playing? Olivia Colman. What is she playing on her iPad? Because she's doing it a couple times when Nick is talking to her. She's, like, really cute looking up at him, but, like, still tapping away. What game is she playing on her iPad? What mom game is she playing on her iPad? I need to know if it's, like, Candy Crush or, like, a restaurant game, because my mom is, like, the ally mom that plays on her iPad, and it's a little restaurant game. She's obsessed with them. I need to know what Nick's mom is playing on her iPad. Like, please, for the love of God, I need to know. I needed to be gay and talk about a very gay, exciting thing. It's, like I said, there can be, like, criticisms made that we're getting a lot of, like, men-loving men content and not a lot of women-loving women content. But to have, I think Nick Nelson is genuinely the first canonically bisexual character that I have ever seen, heard, read about that doesn't end up, like, his sexuality is completely ignored and it's like the argument of, like, you're basically straight, you're basically gay. He doesn't end up cheating. He's not overly sexualized. Like, I think he genuinely is the first just, like, bisexual character that is bisexual. Just living his fucking life. And that means more to me than I think you understand. Because last year I made a video about questioning my sexuality and saying that, you know, I love being bi, I love my flag and everything, but a lot of times I just end up calling myself queer instead, because there have been plenty of times where I've questioned my sexuality, and it might just be toxic masculinity. It might be the idea of that, like, I like men aesthetically or like in theory, but not actually in practice. I don't know, man. Oh, also, before I end the video, can we talk about how bowling alley and arcade combos, because there are still, I mean, they're not so much anymore. I feel like they're going out of business individually, but there are places that are strictly bowling alleys, and there are places that are strictly arcades, or it's like an arcade inside a movie theater. Like, those places still exist, or like an arcade in a mall. Can we talk about how bowling alley and arcade combos are so homosexual? They're so homosexual. Everything about them is so fucking queer. I have seen it in so many movies and shows. I've seen it in so many like webcomics and graphic novels where it's like at least one queer character. Obviously in Heartstopper, it's like a huge part. I feel like Charlie's birthday and all of the scenes there is like a very big point in a lot of the points of the story. Like it's right there. And it branches off so many other parts of the story. You know what I mean? And also the bi lighting that Nick is in pretty much at all times in that sequence. No straight person can pull that off. Like, literally no straight person in the world. Also, the last time I went on a date was with another queer person, and we went to the local bowling alley and arcade. We bowled, and I won, and then we played a couple arcade games, and I won. What did I win? Was it the racing game? I think I genuinely won the racing game. I think I won 2 rounds of the racing game, and then I lost at skee ball, and then when we left the place, because they promised me that I would get a reward for winning, or like they suggested I should get a reward for winning, and when we left to like come to my house and like sit on my front porch, I asked them what my reward was, and they kissed me in the car, and it was really, really cute. Very sad that that never worked out. But anyway, very, very gay, very homosexual, very queer arcade and bowling alley combos. The height of homosexuality is all I'm saying. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and if you love Heartstopper, and maybe if you are also just a bisexual disaster, love Heartstopper, love videos where I kind of just chat at you guys about things that I like and enjoy and collect and do and say, maybe hit subscribe. We've been getting a couple more subscribers lately. I've gotten like 4 subscribers in the last 2 months, and that's really exciting for me because that means my channel is building, and that's super fun because the 5-year anniversary is coming up in June 1st. Can you fucking believe that? Literally the beginning of Pride is the Sharky Chico 5-year anniversary. I'm not saying like the gays are taking over, but that's exactly what I'm saying because our agenda this year really is picking up. We've got Our Flag Means Death, which I still need to watch, and Heartstopper right before Pride. You cannot tell me that we're not going to win this year. Anyway, again, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye! And next week's video is the video that was supposed to come out today, so... Woo!